Well, Dave, it's been 9 long months of twists, turns, hard work, and it's all coming down to that final day against Halifax. 1 point needed to guarantee the National League title. How have preparations been going this week?
Yeah, the preparations around recovering from Wednesday quickly, because that, like I say, although we won the game and probably won the game more comfortably than the scoreline suggests, it was a big physical effort to do that, back to what we're about, and as you say, one more 90 minutes away from what would be a brilliant achievement. But we know we've got to be at our best, or to give ourselves our best chance. If we can be at our best, then we control a lot of variables.
And how's Dave Challinor as well? Because I've got to say, throughout this title race, you've kept a very calm exterior. What have these last few weeks and months been like for you?
Winning football matches, regardless of when it is tough, and you have to work hard. I think you are better with experience, without question. There are always, I suppose, at this time of the year, regardless of where you are, there's always little doubts creep in, and especially when you're a younger manager, a younger coach, you'll start questioning things and questioning yourself and questioning decisions and all those type of things. I think with, like I say, with experience and with know-how of what's happened previously, you become a lot better at that. I know for certain there's been some sleepless nights for some people, and it doesn't really, like I say, doesn't really affect me, which is a positive. But don't let that sway away from the fact that how much it means, and how not fortunate but appreciative I am that I'm in this situation in terms of another opportunity to have success and to move a club forward. It's when you sit back and look at things, I suppose, really simply, there's a whole lot more worse things that could happen, and you're in a situation that is a great situation to be in. Privileged to be in it, so you have to enjoy it as best as you can. You have to embrace it if you can, and hopefully you end up with a positive ending.
You obviously wanted a reaction after that defeat at Wrexham on Sunday, and you certainly got that against Torquay, not just with the result but the performance as well. What's been the message to the players this week, and how did you get that reaction out of them?
Yeah, I didn't particularly want a reaction, as in that performance and that defeat and what it meant and if it hurt. I wanted just us to be us. We haven't got to the position we've got in by the performance we produced. Now you can look at things and say, well, what's that down to? It has to be down to situation and circumstances in some instances, but we've just got to be true to ourselves and get back to what we're about, and I think we maybe lost sight of that, and that's difficult to do in an environment that can be challenging and can be testing, and when there's, from a player's perspective, the game becomes so important. The game's a game, you have to play the game, you have to play what happens within that game, not the potential outcome and the potential consequences of winning or losing that game. And whether that's in possession, what we're asking them to do, whether that's out of possession, or whether that's just a general identity of what we've been over the past five months or so to get us where we've got to. And again, it's easy, or it seems easy to say that after you've won the game, but if we'd not have won on Wednesday and we'd have produced that performance, because we were really good, we were very good, and if we can be critical that we were more around not controlling our finishing or that last bit of quality and some good goalkeeper saves and some good defending from Torquay, but we were back to us. And there are that many variables that, like I say, if you can control the ones that we know we can, and we produce a performance like that, and that performance isn't good enough to win a specific game, then unfortunately, as much as I might hate it, then you have to accept that. You have to accept that we were great and we won the game, so that's a double whammy. We've got to produce that one more occasion, hopefully. And if we do that, then we know we give ourselves a good chance.
Well, it was Paddy Madden again that got the decisive goal. Talk to us a bit more about his contribution this season. I know it's easy to look at the goals that he scored, 24 now in all competitions, but there's a lot more to it than that, isn't there? How important is he to your team?
Yeah, your best players are always important, and within our squad, Paddy carries a lot of a lot of respect and ultimately sets the tone around what we do. Within that and within him, there then becomes a responsibility from his side of things to go and run with that, if you like, and carry that on. And that doesn't become a burden, and we don't want it to become a burden. We just want him to be him. And if he's him and he doesn't score the goals, then he doesn't score the goals. I think what people can learn from is that if you set your standards in terms of what you expect from yourself, in terms of, again, things that are easier to control than other things, and it's not just about goal scoring, it's not just about how good his touch is and how good his passing is, but it's based around work ethic, and it's based around desire, it's based around putting himself at the forefront of what's important for the team. Then you give yourself a good chance. Football at times becomes a difficult game that, in essence, really is an easy game that sometimes we make difficult with what we ask or expect of each other. His goals have been, like I say, obviously going to be pivotal, because if you're going to be up near the top of the table, you're going to be one of the top scoring teams, which we are. For him to get the total he has at the moment is great, and hopefully he's got a couple more in him.
Just in terms of injuries, obviously Ryan Johnson and Sam Minahan have both missed the last couple of games. Macaulay Salvam-Hale's a bit of a long-term injury. Are there any of those players in contention for Sunday?
In contention, Jono's been back on the grass today, so hopefully there'll be no reaction and we'll see how he is. Sam's is probably a different one, where if Sunday was the last game that we ever play, that he could probably play, and then maybe wouldn't be able to play a game, or wouldn't be able to train for a few days or a week. So we've got to make decisions. Macca's nowhere near. Macca's, again, been doing his straight line stuff, as you'd expect with an MCL, but he's still weeks away, and without it sounding the wrong way, I hope not to see him again this season. But the other two, like I say, we can make decisions on, as will be the case with quite a lot of others. It's a good position to be in, with only having, like I say, in reality, one or two that are out and definitely out of the game, so we can pick the side that we think's the best side on the day to go and get the job done for us.
Just moving back to Sunday and that prospect of potential promotion, when you look at the ambitions of Mark and the football club in the long term, that long-term aim to get back in the league and also get back up towards the Championship, is this the hardest step in that journey, getting out of this league? Because you know more than most, this division is pretty brutal at times.
It is, until the next step, isn't it? That's as simple as it becomes. The hardest step is the first one, and then ultimately, once that step's taken, then the hardest step is the next one, and the next one after that. So it doesn't get any easier. It would be simple to say that potentially, probability-wise, it does potentially gets a little bit easier, because you all of a sudden go from one automatic place in one of the playoffs to three automatic places and one in the playoffs in League Two. But you played against League Two teams with better players, bigger clubs, bigger infrastructure, all them things. So it probably balances it off. This league is naturally very tough, and I think everybody who is not just involved in it, from the outside looking in, you can see the competitive nature of it, in terms of the amount of teams, the amount of big teams that are in it, the majority full-time, a large proportion ex-Football League clubs wanting to get back in, with an awful lot to play for. So any success you have, any promotion, any being part of a winning team, regardless of the level, it is tough, and it continues to be tough. But this would be a huge step for the football club, that opens up lots and lots of eventualities. And I think that's the most important thing. As much as the club's moving forward on and off the pitch, the Football League and the potential of that allows so many more things to happen, that I suppose that a lot of people don't see and don't realise what that status potentially adds to the football club.
Well, it's Halifax standing in your way on Sunday. Again, another team having another really good season under Pete Wild. A great job he's done there. And they've got a lot to play for as well, in trying to secure that third place as well. So a big task ahead. Yeah,
again, we talk about the nature of the league, and to go into the final game of the season with, in reality, the top space down to 8th space still in the balance in terms of who finishes where says a lot about it. Pete's done a great job. Like I say, they're a club that over the years, difficult to have continuity because I suppose what they've done with their budget is provide a platform for people to go and perform. And when people do go there and perform, then there's obviously going to be suitors elsewhere. So there is a turnover of players, because if players do well, then others want to go and take them. So to have that and be able to change, especially over the last couple of years, and still be competitive and still be up and involved in it is brilliant. As you say, they've got, I suppose, one eye elsewhere in terms of they need to better Solihull's result in order to finish in the top 3 and give themselves one home game to potentially get to a promotion final. And with their home record, they'd want to play at home quite rightly, because I think they tap at the top of the home standings. So it's a funny one, and I suppose there's so many eventualities and conundrums in terms of on our game and elsewhere that they'll be probably of a similar mindset to us. You just need to focus on what we're doing, and we know that we'll be doing everything we can to win the game, and I'm sure they will be. So yeah, hopefully we get to a position where we can wish them good luck and hope that they do get promotion, but further down the line, and they're ones that can join us, if you like, in the Football League.
I mean, you mentioned it there, you do only need a point, of course, to secure the title, but presumably that doesn't change the way you're going to approach this. You want to go out and win the game on the day.
Yeah, we've got to be us, and I think it would be stupid of us to go away from what we've been over the last 5 months, because it's been really successful. So we've got to stick to our principles. In no game where we've played anyway have we been overly gung-ho. We're expansive, we're safe, at times we want to look after the ball, we want to be progressive, we want to retain and build, we want to be front foot, we want to try and control games, but that's not at the sort of the hest of not being secure at the back and not wanting to get a clean sheet. Our mindset's been pretty straight in the fact that if we can score goals and not concede goals, then it makes you a successful team. So we obviously want to do that on Sunday, and we'll try and do that. And if things change further down the line during 90 minutes, because I'm sure there'll be ups and downs, roller coaster of emotions, different things going on at different grounds. Again, totally out of our control. We can only focus on what we do. So we've got to be, like I say, true to ourselves and true to what's got us to the position. Wouldn't be right of me to demand of the players going into Wednesday that I just want to see us and I want to see our identity. So all of us can go into a game on a Sunday because the goalposts have slightly moved and go about in a different way. I'll stick true to what I want the players to do, and that will be, whether that be Sunday, whether that be going into next season, we need to be a better version of us, and we'll hope to be that at the weekend.
And just finally, it's obviously going to be a day of high emotion for those county fans. If it is to be our final game of the season, hopefully, do you have a message for them going into it?
Not so much going into it. Like I said, it was Wednesday was different and strange a little bit in the fact that we have 4 sides of the ground all supporting us, be a little bit different on Sunday. But I suppose from my side of things, I can only thank them for the support they've given myself and the players since I've been here. They've been brilliant. Hopefully, and I've said the same in my programme notes, hopefully we've given them a team that they can relate to and they're proud to support, because like I say, that I've got a group of players there that want to give everything for the football club, want to give everything for the badge, and the supporters are the badge, if you like. They are the football club. I've said before, players, managers, coaches, all of the things will come and go. The one common theme around football clubs is the supporters. So as difficult as it might be on Sunday, get behind the players. They'll be doing everything they can, and make it another special atmosphere, and hopefully we can make it a special day for everyone.
Dave, thanks for your time. Wishing you the best of luck on Sunday.
Cheers, thank you.